You can go behind a tree and you know God is there.
Every time I step foot on this ground, it's just like, just a deep peace.
But what happens here is the most meaningful experience that can happen to a person in their lifetime.
Well, I think the camp is kind of the focal point of the denomination.
The friendships you develop, I mean, they're true, and you can just feel that they're going to last like a lifetime.
I tell them I have friends that have been friends for 45 years and they just can't believe it.
When we started out, there were no funds and there was no land, and it was just a matter of sharing the dream and the dream catching fire.
The Bible tells us to make disciples of Christ, and I think that was their vision. This was a place where we could do that.
God is just watching over you as you go, and I think this past year at Husk Camp is when all of us really saw that, wow, look what God's doing for all of us.
If God's decided it's meant to be, then it's going to happen. And our committee really approached it from that standpoint in looking at, you know, this isn't our vision, and we were prayerful about it as to what is it that God's leading us to do here. And so that's where the facility talk started. And so we have a lot of needs. You know, the camp has been well maintained. The Unity has done a great job of caring for it. But we really felt it was time to just move it to the next level for a new generation. And a lot of those pertain to improvements that we want to make with the dorm facilities. We want to make sure that we reuse what we can. We're not all about just taking everything down and starting over. There's a lot of history there that we want to maintain. And so we're going to do that. And you'll see the main building staying, and we're renovating that. We're expanding the kitchen, keeping the old classroom for our history and those kind of things. But giving those things a new modern feel that is usable not only to the youth that come here, but for the adults who use this facility as well, and hopefully making it more comfortable.
We want to look at a facility that can serve all the folks in the Unity and outside the Unity. We want to make it comfortable for all people to come stay and enjoy and attend the programs that we plan here.
We have such a group that's coming in, and so many children that come in and want to be at camp. But there's only so many that the camp can house and the camp can hold. And to have to turn those kids away because there's not a bed is pretty sad, because it is a fun place and a safe place. And for a lot of them, it's an experience that they won't get to have otherwise. And so being able to house more kids in the dorms and being able to provide that place for them would be amazing.
If you have an expanded dorm or something like that, or expanded overall, living space, then that just means a lot more people are going to be able to come in, make the same experiences and all that. You're just going to be spreading the experiences that we already have.
The peace of mind of the parents, knowing that they have a good facility, that things are going to be comfortable for their child and things are going to work. And that more than anything, that's going to be safe.
The money that we put into this camp is not just to make it more comfortable for the kids, it is to bring more kids to Christ in many different ways. And if we can bring more kids into this camp, we bring more kids. So do we put a dollar value on somebody being saved? There is no dollar amount. I mean, if you give to this camp, we need to put it to the best use that it could be to.
As a ministry of all the congregations, this camp is one of those things. And it's something that we all buy into, and it's something that we really need everyone's help with to make this vision come true. And so we see it as, one, we're fitting the need of that ministry for ourselves, for the Unity of the Brethren, but also looking beyond that and building facilities that really meet the needs of the ministries beyond our doors.
With the kitchen facility, there's so much stuff in there that is outdated. The stove and things like that, and being able to prepare for 60 to 100 to 120 people at camp with 5 burners and 2 ovens is sometimes unrealistic. And those updates. And then we have the kids give back at camp. They have to participate in cleaning up the kitchen and helping with the dishes and taking on some responsibility and ownership of the camp. And to have them in washing dishes right next to a hot stove or right next to where the food's being prepared it's kind of a safety hazard sometimes, and it makes it a little difficult to manage.
If you let your house run down and you don't do anything with it and it gets dirty, you don't take a whole lot of pride in your house. And here at camp, these buildings that are here have served us since 1957, have served us tremendously well. But you start upgrading them. You start putting in some money into them. You start building some new dorms. You start making some new facilities, and the kids go, you know what? I want to bring such and such with me. You know, I want to bring such and such with me. So now you're not just the kids in the Unity, but you're stepping outside of that.
You never know what a kid is going through or what rocky places they may have, and just seeing like all the relationships I've made at camp, I think it's a great place to just know that you're loved and just feel God's presence and what He's doing in your life.
People finding spouses there, friends, business relationships, you know, there. But it's just a special place, and it's family.
I would encourage all of those who are watching this. Many of them have experienced this camp, and I would encourage them to prayerfully consider giving to this campaign. You know, there's no gift that's too small, and certainly one that's not too big. And above all of even the cash donations that would come in to support this campaign, I really challenge everyone to commit prayerfully to praying about our efforts here and the vision that's being brought forward. So, you know, if someone's considering it, I say, remember back when you were here and think about how you can pay that forward to a next generation.
Dream with us and dream big.